we were on the like ancha and chi. I did get the difference between them, although they do mean the same. The dictionary defines them as the same thing, but I did get the difference. Like imcha, the cha is actually referring to like you want more of something. Imcha, you want more. Ancha, you want, again, it's more. So we and chi is that that's the TOO2. So when you say anchachi, you want some more too? Pretty much what's asking. Anchachinam, you want more too?
But there are contexts where the cha means two as well, right?
Yeah, it does mean two, TOO, but it's more the you want more. Imcha.
But that's in the specific context of talking about food, right? Like the example you gave
Food,
last
or
week,
Míšmaš Safewayyaw, imcha, that doesn't imply that you've been there before, does it?
Because okay. that'd be used on the. It'd be the cha would be more not just food but items. You want more of this? Imcha útpas. You want more blankets? Imcha taimusia. You want more phones? Or if you say imchi útpas, you're a blanket too. You're calling someone a blanket. You too, you're a blanket. Imchinam útpas. Imchanam útpas. So you are a blanket or you want more blankets. So that's the cha. Imcha is you want more. You more, or imchi is you too. You too. If that makes sense. That the cha is referring to more. You want more of something. Either more money, more gas, more food, more items. That's the imcha. You want more. I know it doesn't sound right in English. The breakdown. So where's the word for want? It's already implied there. It's there. It's like me looking at Mercedes imcha. Like if she took a drink of this, and I look back at her, imcha. You want more? They're looking really dehydrated, sweating around, something like crazy. Imcha, want more? But if I gave John a drink, then I look at Mercedes and say, imchi, you too? You want a drink? Does that make sense? That's the understanding I got. That's the explanation I got about the difference of cha and chi. That cha also does mean two, but it's more to the asking if you want more items too. But it doesn't really imply it in there in the English translation. If you were to translate it, it would just be you want more imcha. It's like you're at maybe you're at a barbecue. You're at a barbecue and someone's I get up, I go to the ice chest, go to the cooler to grab a soda. I ask John, imcha, you want another one? That's how I translate imcha. Here's an empty one. So, I'm going to get another unchakinish soda. Imcha, you want another one? That's just how I understand it, but I just need help to make sure I was getting that right. Because our dad used it a lot. Our cutler used it a lot. Imcha, especially with breakfast and dinner. Imcha. We want more potatoes. Imcha lapta, imcha rice, imcha. It's asking, imcha Kool-Aid. You want more Kool-Aid?
Can I ask about another context in which you might use these? So if you were to tell me, oh, I'm going to Safeway or somewhere else, is it the same if I say inash wináta versus inash wináta? Or like in
Yeah,
that context,
because
is there a difference?
the imcha nash wináta. So I'm going for more. Imcha nash wináta Safewayyaw. I'm going back. I'm going to Safeway for more. It's like you're returning. So, but if you're saying inchinash wináta Safewayyaw. I'm going to Safeway too. So the cha would actually be incomplete because you gotta say what you're going back for or more of. Imcha nash wináta incha nash wináta Safewayyaw. I don't know. Nɨkʷɨ. I want to get some more of the meat at Safeway. I want to get more meat at Safeway. Because the he would just say, I'm going to Safeway too. Does that make sense? Can I answer your question? Yeah, and that's just and that's just the way I take it. That's the way I understand it. That's the understanding of the cha and he. That they both mean two, but it's like num and mush. They both mean you, but one's more a possession when you say mush. Míšmaš, what do you have? Míšnam, how are you? Does that make sense? That cha and he both mean two, but one's more of something, but than he is me too. Inchi, imchi, binchi. Him too, her too, you too, me too. And then that's when you say imcha, you want more? Incha, I want more. Bincha, does he want more? Or then you change it to a phrase wise, it's a bincha, he wants more. Or give him more. Bincha. They're just saying he wants more. Imcha, you want more. That's not even a question anymore. Imcha? No, that's a question. Imcha. You want more. I know you can't say no. There's no no's. Imcha. You're taking it. Like saying, here, imcha. This is yours. Have more. Other than that, imchi. It's like handing out sodas. Going around imchi. They're just saying imchi. You're handing out. Here's one to John, and there's another one. Imchi, there, Mercedes. You too. You take one of these two. But if I have more, then imcha wants more. Imcha, want more? I got leftovers. I'm just trying to find other scenarios to again to have the understanding between cha and he. Does those help more? Eh? Yeah, it sounds confusing, but once you get the base in, it's just cha is more of something, more of an item. The two, that's I want more of that too. So that's got to be specific on the item here. Now the cha, imcha soda. You want more soda? Imcha. Imcha kwadat. You want more food? And I was saying that imchi soda. You too are soda. Imchi kwadat. You too are food. Yeah, you're food too. You know that? You're soda too. So that's all. That's so you want imcha, more of this, or imchi. You too. You're taking it. I was sitting there trying to look at those other ones too. Oh yeah, I forgot what he said about that maaman. I forgot what he said about that. All I got stuck was cha and chi. That stuck in my brain. And we were talking about that maaman. Because you thought I was talking about a horse. Said, no, not the horse. No, I'm saying I said like chinchi maaman. Oh, he went off. I was like sitting there. Because he get him started. He starts going off and kind of get lost in his stories.
I didn't get a chance to point out last week, but there are a good number of examples of that maaman suffix in the our language text in the dictionary, specifically with inash maaman. We're teaching the children and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish it had its own entry in the dictionary though, rather than being in that grammar paradigm at the beginning.
Yeah, it's
We shouldn't have to look for the examples this hard.
yeah, some of these are like really, it shouldn't have to, but it does happen. It's just, I don't know. Having the teachers here to discuss the differences, because each one, like here, Dautelik, Stiwak, and Kakinash, they have their own thoughts and ideas of what that would mean, what that translates to. Just like ku, the word ku, a lot of us understand it as being and, but it also means to do. Túnnam kúša, what are you doing? Even that threw me for a loop. Was like, what? To write these down, there's two coups. They're spelled the same. One means, I guess it's just all how you use it. Like me, Míšna, míša. So it's like, okay, writing these words down is just really hard to get the understanding and meaning. It's just there's more than one way to say to do something, but then yet it's only asked in those words are only used when in a question form. but not really used as say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. That the action itself is the doing. Quite the shash. I'm doing beadwork. I'm sewing. Say I'm not doing. Can't say I am doing sewing. I am doing this. It's just, the action itself is already there. The kapit shash would come. I'm beating moccasins. So to do something, it's just mainly to ask what are they doing? Míša, basically, was another like Míšnam. My understanding is it's Míša. What are you doing? You see someone that doing something, whatever. Míša, what are you doing? But really, you're really curious on actually what they're doing. What is it that they're doing? What is it that they're Túnnam kúša? You see them crafting or something. Túnnam kúša. What are you doing? Like if you see them making something, Túnnam nisha. What are you making? It wouldn't Túnnam. That's where that tun comes in. It's where we refer to the item, object. Túnnam kúša or Túnnam nisha. What are you making? So I don't. Now, what is it you're making? Míšnam nisha is basically asking. Another one is just, what are you making? It's just, no, not. You want to know, but then you don't want to know, type thing. That's just the way I understand it. Míšnam nisha. What are you making? But if you're saying Túnnam nisha, what is it you're making? Someone that's really nosy, really interested in what you're making or what you're doing. Túnnam kúša, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is it you're doing? Túnnam kúša. If that makes sense. It's just going off the difference between the words of to do something. Me and kush, me and ku. Ku and me. Or should I be all confusing? Ku. Or me, ku. Yeah, me, like Míša, kúša. Kunna, kutta, kucha, mitta, Míša, mía, mija. So that's another example of two words that mean the same thing. Just like cha and chi. They both mean two, but there's a difference between what is it actually, what's to do something. Me and ku is both things are just totally different. Definition is different. Each person will use it differently too, also. So find your comfort zones. But just my understanding, though, is a kúša is actually you're actually working on something. What is it you're doing? Someone asked him, Túnnam kúša, what is it you're doing? Maybe seeing someone fidgeting around tinkering around somewhere. Túnnam kúša. You hear him making noise, making all kinds of noise. Túnnam kúša, what is it you're doing in there? You're really So what is it you're doing? You're making all kinds of noise in there. Túnnam kúša. As opposed to saying Míšmaš. What are you doing? It's almost like if you're asking somebody if they're, it's almost like asking if they're busy. Míšmaš. What are you doing? You maybe want them to come help you with something. Míšmaš. What are you doing? You're not busy. Can you come help me packing groceries? That type of thing. Does that make sense? That even that understanding of between ku and me, the understanding of that gets left out. What they're actually talking about. Kúša, where it's different from saying kúš. It's not kúš is a whole different word, but kúša, the word ku is actually also mean not just and, but it also means to do. And me is also to do. Am I, me. But I've only heard them, as I mentioned before, I've only heard them in question form as to, inquisitive people want, what is it you're doing? I've heard it also in a kúšáš. I'm doing, I don't know, like kúšáš, gosa slilo. I'm doing gosa slilo, like being part of it, making a set, whatnot, doing whatever. Or kúšáš, you're doing something that has to pertain to whatever it is you name off. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, like it'd be like kúšáš, sinwitai. I'm doing this for the language. But then then they'll say, well, what doing what for the language? You start saying, no, it's suffixes, I'm teaching. So it doesn't really get used a lot as far as in our language. It doesn't get used in a form like that a whole lot. To the shash and nash part, it's mainly used. I've only heard it mainly used as questions. Any questions? Shupnik.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we should cut it off right there at that. That we will come together again next Wednesday, and I'll try to get more. I'll try to get more understanding of that maaman. That way, can maybe, because sometimes going off of a dictionary read can sound confusing. It comes off as I said. Sometimes it comes off as it still doesn't answer my question. What is the base meaning of it? I'll try to remember to ask about that and come back again next Wednesday to get deeper into that suffix maaman, inaš maaman, and chin maaman, to get more of a basic and basic understanding of that suffix to get an understanding, so we can start using them more, even if we're still transcribing or listening to old recordings, that will have more understanding and be able to get more in depth to, okay, that makes sense, into that. So next week we'll come back to that word, that suffix maaman, next Wednesday. Yeah, I think.
Just one thing to note on that, The issue with maaman isn't so much the dictionary, but the language of translation.
Yeah.
English doesn't mark, if it is a direct object suffix, that's not something that's expressed by any word in English, but rather by word order.
Yeah.
So talking about them in isolation isn't going to help as much.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, it's I understand. Yeah, it does. I look at it. I look at some of the things in there. So I'm lost. That doesn't answer my question.
I think when I was trying to research a little bit more too, that's what I was coming to, is it had to do with like the subject object, and then I just got kind of lost in there too.
Yeah, because I was reading it too, and I was right. All right, who's the subject and what's the object? Okay, is the Míšmaman the subject, or are they the object? And I just get I get lost in it. So for next Wednesday, I'll ask around about it, and hopefully I'll have something for next Wednesday. There'll be nothing this Friday. I think John already sent something out on that. Was it last week or last Friday?
I don't think, but I will. Good reminder.
Yeah, a reminder. Yeah, because I can't remember if we did or not. It's in there somewhere, but if not, well, if you could do that again, John, that there will be nothing, no classes Friday. Everybody be Black Friday shopping anyway. So. Take advantage of that, and I will leave. We'll end it with that. I wish you all a happy Turkey Day.